So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Up the middle with Barkley. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Saquon Barkley scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Cowboys go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. McPherson now for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Going up the gut, Montgomery. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. The 15-yard line. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. It's a gain of 8, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. The Cowboys offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Now Penix, and now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Penix. Buying time to his left. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. And looking to throw, Penix. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So pass interference, the call is so tough as a defender, I'd imagine, to time that up perfectly.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes you're looking at getting there fractions of seconds too early. That one looked a little more obvious. Always a tough penalty to officiate. Just ask the basketball refs when they have to officiate block and charge.
From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard. They'll throw with Penix. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Penix going to sneak it, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Penix, as the first half is winding down, and the Cowboys will extend their lead here just before halftime.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and a rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Past midfield, look out. And he will take this one back all the way inside the 35. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, still a lot to keep an eye on. Guys battling, trying to make a ball club. We'll send it back to 2 guys already on our team. That's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
First carry for the Boise State Bronco, Alexander Madison. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
That's good for Las Vegas.
Back to the ground on first down. Here's Madison. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Here's a 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Another carry now for Madison. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Running from the shotgun with Madison. A strong running. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Thompson going to throw it. He'll get this to his tight end, Latu. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Baker. And the Raiders are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
13 more yards. That's another Las Vegas first down.
Madison is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Thompson looking to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Nick Bonito coming in there to record the sack. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Thompson. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a 3-point kick. Now you give him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
Here's Madison running left. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Again, Madison. But he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he won't get to the line of scrimmage as they push him back to the 2. This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Madison. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this? Let's try to get it in the end zone.
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different? True. You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the 2nd half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. And they're going to speed things up here. Henry again on 2nd down. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 1 yard.
A 1st down carry for Henry. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a 1st down. Oftentimes, broken tackles are his specialties, and put another one on his tally there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. One-on-one, not likely to get him down. You need everyone else to get there and help you. I think they were signaling for you and I to jump on the pile and try and get him down, weren't they?
You don't want me out there, I promise you.
A gain of 1 yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Our eyes and attention are on the fullback. Big-time carry, big yardage. But how about the guys up front, the offensive line? A lot of people think they may have to block it differently for the fullback to get big yardage. They really don't. Because he's big, strong, and powerful, a lot of times he makes his own way. They may not have to block as hard.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll try to run for it with Henry. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, it's Henry. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Henry will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Well, I think Josh Norman can sympathize. He knows a little something about a run like this from Derrick Henry. I mean, that stiff arm might be the best in the business.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. We'll see that Josh Norman play forever and ever, won't we? Because at Derrick Henry's size, 6'3", nearly 250, You know he's not shying away from contact. And here he just kept the defender at arm's length as he barreled his way into the end zone. I mean, just put that arm into the chest. And there he goes.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Draw play, Madison. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. Things have certainly gone their way in this one, largely thanks to the efforts of their running game. As we scroll through some of these highlights, this has been a masterclass on how to run the football. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like the empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll run it again with Henry. Shreds the tackle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 79 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. A good chunk of those yards came after contact, and that's an area where he's really starting to excel as a running back.
It felt like he was doing a drill that running backs have to perform all the time, especially in pads, called a gauntlet drill. 2 guys, you know, people, these 2 rows, and you have to go right through the middle of them and make sure you take care of the football and knock people aside. He was performing the drill on that run.
Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 4. Here's Allen. And he's taken down inside the 30. And the offense moving quickly to the line. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. They'll roll him out right. Pass caught by Pearsall. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ricky Pearsall, 28 yards. And the Cowboys have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Raiders offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Thompson. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Coverage by Mikey Sanderson.
Thompson. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. The offense on 3rd down tonight, it has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Thompson now. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw, Thompson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Ready. 62 blaster.
Henry up the middle. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. But now he appears to be in some pain. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. 2nd down, they go again with Henry. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. And quickly they get to the line. And the busy night for Henry continues. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Inside handoff, Henry. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. A toss left, Henry. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Now a handoff to Henry. Bulldozes past him. And the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Derrick Henry ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on here in the 4th. And McPherson on for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And they have had problems getting the running game in gear as we look through some of their attempts from earlier. They have just not been able to match the physicality that this defense has shown. And their lack of success on the ground is a direct reflection of that. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now it's Thompson. A short throw here to Latu.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Here's Thompson. Quick slant here to Smith. That'll get him the 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
And the Las Vegas 1st down.
Sticking with Thompson here. And this one is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here's Thompson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 16. Thompson going play action here. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. Now we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Throwing on 2nd and long. Thompson, throw left side, caught by Ryman. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. On the handoff, it's Madison. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the 1st. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Elliott is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out from this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall. All right, let's put the check mark on the defensive side of the ledger there. Really nice tackle by the man in the middle. But why was he able to get that done? Because he has 4 down linemen in front of him, 2 tackles, 2 ends. And what they often try to do is create what we call a funnel. Right to the man in the middle linebacker, who often leads his team in tackles.
They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll toss it to Henry. A pretty decent gain on the tough run before he's brought down at the 25. 159 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now 2nd and 3.
Let's go. Ready?
Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
How about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offense coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
And the Cowboys are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as good running gets them down to about the 4-yard line. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. But not much defensive resistance.